Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Fire Mountain Gems and Beads Jewelry Making Studio. Today, it's all about bead boards. You will find links to all the bead boards we're using in today's discussion in the description below.
Get our email newsletter for beading news, sale announcements, new product announcements, and more. Link is in the description below.
First, I want to show you these great bracelets. These are super trendy and popular right now. They're made with Tela beads and stretch cord, super easy to make. But when it comes to designing them, I'm going to show you how a bead board can give you a hand. So here's my first little bead board. This is a bracelet size. And it's got a channel specifically here for it. It's got measurements on the side so you have an idea of the length, starting at 0 and going all the way up to 8. So technically, you could do a 16-inch bracelet because you go up both sides to 8. A 16-inch bracelet, a 16-inch necklace, a short necklace, or a very long bracelet. But for me and for every individual, our wrists are different sizes. So I find for a snug-fitting bracelet, I like to be just a little over 6 inches. So I know I'll have to design to go up here just a little bit past the 3 on this side, a little past the 3 on that side. So here's my journey on this bracelet. I looked at it and I found these really cool Picasso beads in a sort of a red, green, black sort of marbly sort of finish, and I really liked them. So I put them into my design and I went, I don't know. There's not a lot of contrast between the gold and the red. So I decided, now that I see it without all the stress and effort of stringing, I decided I don't like the red that much. I would rather use a more contrasty, more bold color. So I grabbed these blue beads. Yeah. So let's try those. I picked up some blue beads and I put them into my design instead of the red. Oh, look at this. This bright blue with the gold and that little bit of reflection on them definitely made me feel like the queen of the pharaohs. And I thought of all those red beads replaced with the blue. And I said, oh, let me shimmy this a little bit. You can't really see it because the way the lights are glaring, it just gives it a different look. Definitely gives me a royal feeling. So I decided to replace all the red beads with the blue beads. And I made it just over 6 inches. And I ended up with this bracelet. Isn't that cool? But now, let me show you another way this bead board helped me out. Get rid of those. And I saw these really pretty silk textured beads. And I thought, ooh, a pastel rainbow. Yeah. So I thought, okay, so if I'm going to make a pastel rainbow on this bead board, and I want to be just over 6 inches total, how many beads of each do I need? So I took some of my beads out, and I put them on the bead board, and I found that 5 is an inch, because I've got the measurements right there on the side of my bead board. So I get an inch in 5 beads. So if I did 5 of each color beads, I've got 6 beads, so that's going to give me 6 inches. Oh, I need a little more than 6 inches. So I decided I need 6 of each bead. And that's what I did. I made my bracelet into the pastel rainbow using 6 of each color. Ta-da, 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 ta-da. Fun. So lots of great uses to help you in your design goals with a bead board. And of course, we have lots more bead boards besides this little guy. Little bracelet's really handy. But we've got some nice big ones too. I like this one here. This is much more durable because it's made out of wood. It's also got the measurements on the side. It's got a straight field here. So this is particularly nice when you're trying to maybe do a multi-strand bracelet so that you can see that your beads line up the way you want them to line up. Maybe you have an ombre going diagonally something, in your design. So you just decide how you'd like to design that in this wooden bead board. Much more durable. Then we also have this really great silicone one. This is kind of neat. It's silicone, not rubber. We practiced with rubber one time. We had some rubber ones, and we found they were not exactly silver friendly. People left their silver on it overnight, and the next morning their silver turned dark. So this is silicone and it is silver safe. It's also got these great little holes that you put your beads in that you're working with, and a single draped strand to show you how to design your pattern. But my favorite, well, almost my favorite, is this big guy here. Now this one has 5 strands. It shows you how your drape is going to work. It's got the inches on the outside, just like the bracelet one did. It's also got 6 strands here in the middle that are great for figuring out those multi-strand bracelets. Now, the reason this is not my favorite one, because it's not flocked. This is a smooth bead board. And unfortunately, with a smooth bead board, the beads tend to roll. But we also have the same bead board in a flocked version. So that would be my favorite. This is my second favorite. And I want to point out, too, that when you're designing, remember that although your beads are 16-inch strand, these are all 16-inch strands that I have in here. But notice where these beads are coming up to. There's 8 inches. It's going a little past 8 inches. There's 8 inches, a little past 8 inches. So it's actually showing us that we've got like a 17-inch strand. That's the difference between seeing your beads with a drape or seeing your beads laid out straight. If these were laid out straight, it's a 16-inch strand. When you drape it, it actually takes up more space, and therefore it's a little more than 16 inches. And these are 16-inch strands too, and look how far they come up on the bead board. Shoot, this one's 20 inches. This one comes up on the bead board up to the 23 inches. So that's what that's about. The drape changes the way the beads lay, and also where on your neck it's going to be. Another thing you can do with a bead board like this is you can figure out pendants. So if I put a pendant down here at 0, that looks fine. But if I want to put it in an interior pendant, this is not going to work because it's going to overlap the beads below. So let's say you want to do an interior pendant. You probably want to take out that middle strand completely and see how it would lie this way. That works better. So there's lots of ways to help your designs with a bead board. Thank you ever so much for joining me, the Fire Mountain Gems and Beads Jewelry Making Studio. My name is Rose. Happy beading!